What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. And I do appreciate the support. I truly do. Now, I'm going to talk about something that was overshadowed yesterday by other stories I was doing. And some news came out of Queens, New York about a horrible case that happened a few days ago in which an elderly couple by the name of Frank and Maureen Olton, may they rest in peace, God rest their souls, were killed when they came across this man right here, or he came across them. Ladies and gentlemen, the man you see up here, this sick son of a bitch, is Jamel McGriff. He supposedly stayed in a men's shelter. This guy was walking around a neighborhood claiming he wanted to charge his cell phone and going door to door to people's homes. Who does that? When he came across Mr. Frank and Maureen Olton. Mr. Frank Olton let him in his house unwisely. Ladies and gentlemen, this piece of crap up here for 5 hours beat and tortured these people before robbing them and then setting the house on fire, you know, to get rid of the evidence after taking their lives. You know, a lot of people say, you do good things and good things come back to you. It's not always the case, especially nowadays with psychopaths like this walking around. This guy right here has a criminal record that is just crazy. But for some odd reason, he was given a second, third, fourth, and whatever chance to come back out here and top what he did the last time he went to prison. When will the justice system realize that the penalties they're giving right now are not working anymore? We got a new criminal with a new way of thinking, more extreme actions. But the punishments don't match the crimes. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to show you is truly horrifying. And nobody should go through this, especially some elderly people that are targeted by somebody young that could get their life together but refuse not to do it. There are people that will take what you have, a little bit of nothing, and take everything from you, including your life. Take a look at this and we'll come back with commentary.
Video obtained by Pix 11 News shows the suspect and his unwitting victim pass each other Monday around 10 a.m. in their bucolic Belrose, Queens neighborhood. Then suddenly, police say Jamel McGriff doubles back and asks 76-year-old Frank Olton for help.
The suspect claimed that he needed assistance, that his phone battery was dead.
The video continues as Mr. Olton allows the suspect inside his home on 254th Street. Investigators say Olton and his 78-year-old wife, Maureen, were then robbed and tortured for 5 hours.
Mr. Olton was found in the basement, tied to a pole with multiple stab wounds. Mrs. Olton was found on the first floor, severely burned.
Video from just after 3 p.m. shows who police say is McGriff leaving the double murder scene, and then the house bursts into flames. The couple's son is an EMT in the neighborhood and was first to respond. By the time investigators realized the couple had been murdered, McGriff was gone. They allege the Olton's house wasn't the first he targeted. Police now say the suspect actually went through the neighborhood, casing different homes. In fact, he knocked on a door right here on this street, but the woman who lives there told him to go away. The 42-year-old has a long rap sheet dating back 3 decades, evident by his many mugshots. He's a registered sex offender and on parole for a sex assault in Manhattan. Sources say he stabbed someone while behind bars on Rikers Island. McGriff's also wanted for 2 armed robberies in Manhattan from July and August. Neighbors of the victims both fearful.
This has been a quiet neighborhood. I've been here for almost 50 years.
And feeling awful for the family of his alleged victims.
It's devastating. They were nice people.
He'd help you out if you needed something.
And on Facebook, a victim's relative wrote, quote, "This is truly insane and horrible news. We're praying NYPD catches this piece of human waste quickly before he does any more harm to anyone. God bless the family and ease their suffering." I reached out to the couple's son tonight. He declined to comment.
Breaking news in the murder of that older couple in Queens. The man accused of killing them in custody tonight.
The murder's happening in Queens, and police tracked him to Times Square, where he was taken into custody. But he is back in Queens tonight, being questioned by cops.
Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon live at the NYPD station house where that man is currently being held. Sonia.
Yeah, Mike, Jamel McGriff is in custody and being questioned here at the 107 Precinct Station in Pominock. It's about 7 miles from the quiet street with houses and gardens in Belrose that became the scene of that horrible crime on Monday. Now, the reason he is here is that this is the home of the NYPD's Queens Homicide Squad, which has been investigating. But it was some alert officers in Times Square today that spotted McGriff and handcuffed him, thanks in part to messaging to NYPD officers citywide that let them know that the suspected killer was using the victim's credit cards in Manhattan. Jamel McGriff's movements have been logged by technology at every turn since he allegedly showed up in Belrose, going door to door asking for help charging his phone Monday. And at least one person said no. Video from a nearby Ring camera shows victim Frank Olton letting him into his home, with the home on fire just a few hours later. Frank Olton had been tied up and stabbed. Both he and his wife Maureen burned.
You just wonder, why couldn't you just take what you wanted and leave them alone?
Neighbors who've been asking that question can rest easier tonight in Belrose, knowing that the man suspected in the depraved murder of the elderly couple is in the custody of the NYPD.
But that's so coward, man. You know, an elderly couple, man, that's like the most coward thing that you can do, man. You know, and the guy walked around here like he was some tough guy. And then you go and murder an elderly man.
Victor lives at the Bronx men's shelter where McGriff had been staying, which has been getting visits from detectives and the Department of Homeless Services. On Tuesday, the morning after the murders, police say video shows McGriff at this check cashing business on Fordham Road, pawning 2 cell phones from a machine that lets you trade phones for cash. McGriff was also allegedly using the victim's credit cards at, among other places, the Regal Cinema in Union Square. But it was early this evening in Times Square near Lucky Strike Bowling that police officers who were being alerted about McGriff's movements recognized him and took him into custody. The convicted armed robber and sex offender who served 16 years in prison is now about to face charges far worse than any he's faced before.
But there was something about him, it was off.
Now, I spoke tonight by phone with a friend of the victims who says now that this suspect, who was described as armed and dangerous, is finally off the streets, those who knew and loved Frank and Maureen Olton can focus on how they want to honor and remember them. Live in the Pominock section of Queens tonight, Sonia Rincon, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
That's fucked up. I mean, that's like really fucked up. And like for me, being raised by my grandparents, which I love to death and are no longer here, may they rest in peace as well. That's horrifying. That one line that they said where the son of this couple was the first one on the scene because he was an EMT in the area. House on fire. You got to go in there and find your parents obliterated. All because somebody wanted to take part of their life and live it as if it was his own. Took their cell phones. Now remember, these people were tortured for 5 hours and killed in their own home. Took their cell phone. Took their credit cards. Pawned the cell phones at one of them vending machines where they give you cash, which is next to nothing, over a cell phone that you no longer want. So he got money for their cell phones, used their credit cards, and one of the places he used it at was a movie theater. These people are dead. Dead. Now, there aren't no pictures of these people. I haven't seen no pictures. But this guy right here, who's homeless and crazy criminal history. He's an offender and he's a, you know what I'm saying? Got armed robberies and all kind of stuff. These people are dead. All because the husband found favor on him to help him out. You walked in these people's houses and tortured them. You running around here knocking on strangers' door in a neighborhood you ain't even fucking from, and you talking about, can I charge my cell phone? Who asked that? What responsible adult runs around and says, hey, my cell phone's dead. Can I use your electricity? Come on. That old man come from an era where people didn't act like they act today, and they had respect for themselves. He didn't even see it coming. You know what I'm saying? You walk up to these people, greet them with a smile, small talk, get in their house, and you do some devilish shit to them. What justice will they ever receive for what they went through? Something that none of us want to go through. But it's some stranger in the justice system that'll look at this and put their life and their torture and everything they went through, their pain, in some guidelines and talk to the media and the public about how they're getting true justice. You don't. He killed 2 people. He killed that man's what and his why. Look at his house. That's a nice home. A lot of time, energy, effort, love, and money went into that house. Building that house up like that. And here comes some shadow demon into the house, turning it inside out, taking what he wanted, making these people suffer for hours, and then set it on fire. Here today, gone fucking tomorrow. Why ain't he? Why ain't he? You find out it's the person they do this shit, you don't get no fucking due process. It need to be capital murder for all kind of heinous crimes against American citizens that work their ass off, keep this country moving, and pay taxes like the rest of us. Here you got some degenerate going in trial, and he's going to get a fair trial. He's going to get this. He's going to get that. He's going to get a deal. They offer deals to the most inhumane people that do inhumane shit to people that they shouldn't even touched. But for some odd reason, lawmakers across the country grant mercy and coddle and lick the ass of criminals that do heinous shit like this. It's fucked up. What about the son? What kind of psychological ramifications you think this gonna have to him? A grown-ass man that had to go in there, see his mother burned up, and his dad tied to a pole downstairs and stabbed multiple times. I'm more than sure they asked him, why are you doing this? Take anything you want. Just leave us alone. Don't hurt my wife. Don't hurt my husband. I'm more sure than they pleaded and begged for mercy in their lives, and he didn't give them none. So why are we giving it to them and people that do this type of shit? This guy left a path of victims behind him before meeting Mr. and Mrs. Olton. Shit make me mad, man, for real. You got the president talking all about this Charlie Kirk shit. A guy whose mouth got him in trouble, which he shouldn't have been killed. I agree with that. But regular folk that are not on social media, and I want you to hear me, not on social media and minding their business and doing the right things in life, raising children and staying together and just waiting until their sun sets on their life, naturally get wiped off the planet. And this ain't no rallying cry, but other stuff is. It shows you the importance of how people pick and choose what needs to be talked about. This is fucked up. And it's heartbreaking. I don't even know them people. My heart bleeds for them and their family. You always get a politician that said they want to change the world. They want to change this. They want to change that. Start with fucking eradicating the bad people out here that stalk other people. The good ones that mind their business and just try to survive in everyday struggles of life. That's too much like right. Just like this motherfucker getting his life together. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going to get off here for a while, man. I just got a fucking headache. My shit started pounding. Take an aspirin. I'll get back with you. See you in the next video. Take care.